Radio Cancer, I hope that you're doing great. Welcome to my channel, Adrian, your psychic tarot reader here with a general reading for April 14 May. Take it as it resonates. Let's see what we got for you, Luna babies. I hope that you're doing great. Oh, message is falling right out there. Okay. Some of you might be dealing with a little bit of a hidden agenda here. The devil, the lovers, and the tower. Then the recent past, all major arcana messages. Some of you may have been dealing there in the recent past with, as I said, either hidden agenda or some big sort of stumbling block that you sort of weren't aware of, that was blocking you, blocking your success, blocking your prosperity. They didn't see that you had any other options. Some of you may have been very challenged in love. I feel that some of you may have been sort of like almost like justifying patterns that are not working. Maybe you're doing things or have been doing things, maybe all of your life. Maybe that's how you've been programmed, maybe how you've been brought up for, and not even realize it, that in some ways, maybe what you see as being sort of like in service could be you not living your own life because you're so in service of other people. All right. So I feel that for many of you Cancerians, I feel there's some major breakthroughs that happened, some major realizations that happened, some major healing, some releasing, some very straight talk. Also, it's like you really opened your heart when it came to love, like the floodgates for love has just been opened, because I feel that for many of you, whilst you wanted love, you sort of weren't really ready for it, because in a way you were blocking it yourself without actually realizing that you were blocking it, in your energy. And I feel that with whatever the straight talk is, you made some big, a couple of realizations, or one huge realization here, in your life, with life, with love. You made a big realization, and it was time to be honest with yourself, all right? Probably a lot of purging of pent-up emotions that took place over there. So there was a lot of release, lots and lots and lots of release, okay? Some of you are unhappy and you didn't want to call it that. In your current space, you've got the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Then you've got the Page of Swords and you've got the Eight of Pentacles. All right. So let's get a little bit more serious about this, Cancer. So here's the thing. You can realize that you've got to change. You can realize how you're holding yourself back. You can meditate and do the purgings and burn the sage and do all of those type of things. But you got to change the way you go about things. I feel that for some of you, it's time to take some very, very brave steps. And not even just for love. Maybe love was just a thing. Maybe you were feeling sort of lonely, Maybe that is just what brought you to the point. But, sorry. Just realizing what needs to be done is not enough. You got to walk the walk, You got to walk the talk. You can't just realize what needs to be done and say, oh, okay, I realized that. Bummer, You got to walk the distance. You got to take the steps. You got to put in the healing. You got to find a way to overcome those patterns, all right? You might need to let people know how they made you feel. You might need to take some time out really, really to just heal. Some of you might be in a space of you realize that, oh my goodness, this is what happened with me. Let me help others with the same thing. But you're not really through that yet, especially if you maybe maybe you're like a healer, you're like a psychologist, a counselor, anything like that. You immediately want to help other people. Oh, you've had this big realization, let me help others. Sometimes that's a way of deflecting the healing that we need to do onto other people. All right. So it's almost like you want to remain impartial enough to be able to do the healing within yourself. Be careful of falling back into your previous traps under the guise of helping other people, because that's what our minds do. We don't even realize it. All right. There's a real chance for happiness here for you. a real chance for happiness. Yes, happiness in love. Yes, happiness in money. Yes, happiness in career and home and all of those dreams, all of those things. But it's the biggest chance to be happy within yourself. This is the kind of happiness that whether you live in this huge mansion by the ocean or you live under a bridge, you've got a sense of inner peace. That is the happiness that's being presented to you. Okay? Let's see where this is heading going forward. But that sort of happiness, that sort of feel also brings the goodies in life. King of Swords, Seven of Cups, Death card. Yeah, you're not going to let them do that to you again. Whoever did whatever to you, you're not going to let them do that to you again. And this is what I mean by that. You are not, I feel that you are not carrying that energy with you any longer. So if you are doing purging at the moment, or it feels so difficult to do that purging at the moment, and you're like, I've been doing so much purging already, must I do so much more? This changes everything for you. This really doesn't take you to the next level. It takes you to the next level, you know? Huge changes, huge positive changes, clearer way of thinking. It's almost like your brain is unlocking with a more beneficial way for you way of thinking. All right. Um, for some of you, it feels like things were a little bit off kilter there. And you're going forward, you are seeing the things that are not working. For some of you, you've taken on a lot of crap in your life. You didn't realize it, but you're moving past it. Okay, you're moving to a much better space. Let's clarify. In that recent past, we've got the Empress. So the Empress is all about abundance, but it also lets you know that things are taking a little time. You may be dealing with a person who, they're your person, but they almost needed to get on that sort of same wavelength as you. Empress, High Priestess, and the Six of Pentacles. This is a space, Cancer, where for a long while you may have felt that you're putting in all the work, you're doing all the work, you're doing your best, you're doing everything, but nothing is happening. You're like, I'm really, really trying, but nothing is happening. And I'm sorry, I'm still recovering from COVID, y'all. So the thing that needed to happen is, I feel for many of you, is that there was that final, almost like that final gear that needed to kick into place, that final realization in the mind. And I feel that for many of you, that happened quite recently. Now that, I don't feel there was anything pleasant about that, but there's something here that you were not seeing, you know? For some of you, it might even be that maybe at some point, some people maybe said something, mentioned something, and you may have been heavily offended. And now you realize that maybe they were right, you know? I would say be mindful who you take counsel from, though. Take counsel from people that really want to have your highest good, though. That's one thing you want to be sure of, okay? Let's just draw another card for the Tower there in the recent past. It's wonderful to have a big plan. It's wonderful to have a good plan there with the Seven of Pentacles. You know, I feel for many of you heading in a positive direction, you're already knowing it. But it feels like by frustration that you have, in a way, you might be holding yourself back, Cancer, sometimes, slowing yourself down a bit. So be careful of the verbiage that you have with yourself, okay? Be careful of the inner talk with yourself. Celebrate the small successes, okay? In your current space, let's clarify the Two of Pentacles in reverse, the Page of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles, and we have got none other than the Death card, the World card, and the Ten of Swords card. It's all about letting go. It's all about new beginnings. It's all about leaving all the crap behind and moving into a new space, right? Moving into a space of abundance, prosperity, success, you know. Also something to let you know there, Cancer. I know we said earlier on about speaking to people. It's not, in order to do healing, it's not always necessary to, you know, to sort of like, unless it was something that you need, you know, but you might want to consider if you really need to have all the conversations with everybody about everything they did, because sometimes people are just not ready to hear that. And if they're not ready to hear it, they're not ready to hear it. You know, it's not that they don't want to hear you. It's not that they don't respect your feelings. If they're not ready to hear it, they're not ready to hear it. And if they're not ready to hear it, they are going to fight against it. Okay? which might start a whole new, different set of pain that you don't need to have. Okay? Let's look at the energy going forward. So release and let go. Understand that people can only love you, value you, respect you to the level that they love and value and respect themselves. Sometimes people just don't have it, and whether this is our parents, older people, maybe teacher that you love, whatever, you know, if they don't have it, they don't have it. And just because they're older than you or higher educated than you or whatever doesn't mean that they know better. And trying to make them see things from your point of view can sometimes just cause more pain. King of Swords, Five of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. And look at this, how amazing is that you've got the King of Swords twice. Alright? Going forward, you know what to do. I feel there's some really big doors that are opening for you because you are coming from a much healthier level of thinking. There's more release that's taking place here, more forgiveness. Some of you, many of you, are a lot more your own worst enemy than you realize. But I mean, you only know what you know. But going forward, you get to see, I'm still blocking myself there. Ooh, I need to heal that. I need to release that. And that's how you keep on consistently going forward. I see really rapid growth for you. Very, very rapid growth going forward. Okay, let's get you a message from the universe, and if if you claim that for yourself, then Cancer, if you like that, place your hand on your heart, take a nice deep breath, claim it for yourself. Okay, message from the universe for Cancer, please. What do they need to know? So the journey seems to be very personal for you at the moment, not too much about love and all of those type of things. Does God also want to come out? Sure. So the Devil in the Six of Cups, along with the Knight of Swords and the Moon. Okay, so release is taking place. Forgive yourself for the past. Don't hold on to the past. Don't hold yourself accountable for things that you didn't know. It's time to leave the sorry version behind so that the winning version can come through. Okay, and very importantly, it's coming through for you. Your healing can be done silently. I don't know why, but some of you need to hear that. Okay? It's your emotions that you give out that determines your experience of life. All right? So rather, instead of feeling that you have to confront everyone and say, have, I don't know what you call those things, interventions, rather focus on keeping your energy balanced. When your energy is balanced, that perfect life plan that you were born with flows for you. All right? So that's what I got for you, Cancers. I hope that helps. Remember to comment, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.